Good evening. I'm Chanel, Vehicle Title Expert. Thank you for tuning in, and I thank you in advance for subscribing. So, on tonight, I will continue with the series, Auto Registrations, and tonight's segment, I will be talking about vehicle weights. I will cover the four types of vehicle weights, and I will talk about the vehicles in question pertaining to each weight. I will talk about the importance of having the right weight for your vehicle, and lastly, consequences that do arise if your vehicle has the wrong weight. So let me start off by saying that the weight for vehicles is set in place by the manufacturer due to safety purposes. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys don't really think about the weight of your vehicle or trailer unless you are hauling something, which is good, but really have that state of mind when it comes to the weight of your vehicle, even if it's a passenger vehicle, because you do not want to find yourself in unfortunate situations, which I will share later in this video. So with that being said, before I forget, let me share with y'all that if you're looking for the weight of your vehicle, you can find this information on your door jamb. And if you have a trailer, you can find it on the side or underneath your trailer, on the back of the trailer, or underneath your trailer. Really, that depends on the age of your trailer. So check those spots out if you're trying to search for, the weight information for your trailer as well. All right, so the types of weights. The first one is going to be that empty or the curb weight. The empty or the curb weight is the weight of the vehicle basically without any passengers or any luggage, no goods, nothing is in that vehicle in question. And if you have a trailer, nothing is in the trailer, essentially. It's just empty. Okay, that's the empty weight, the flat weight of the item in question. And the other weights, depending on the type of vehicle that you have or trailer, it builds on top of that, okay, on top of that itself. So you have your empty and you have the other weights. They're all separate, okay? So when it comes to the empty weight, the vehicles in question that really have the easiest weight, related matters are going to be your passenger vehicles. So passenger vehicles, the main focus with them is just the empty weight. You're not going to see any passenger vehicles with gross weights, okay? And let me clarify, passenger vehicles can haul items. They can. You will see a passenger vehicle sometimes, you know, hauling a very small U-Haul trailer or another type of trailer, but they have a limit as well. So they still can only carry just a little bit. Okay, you're not going to see a passenger vehicle, with a large, trailer behind it. You're not just going to really see that. And if you do, it's rare, and if you do, it's likely somebody's going to get pulled over, which I will talk about later. But the empty and the curb weights, the passenger vehicles, this mainly applies to them when it comes to a threshold. Let me add, all vehicles have an empty weight and curb weight in it, and especially trailers as well. They have these, but when it comes to the passenger vehicles, they do not have anything aside from that empty weight. That empty weight is, for the most part, what they're going to just stop at. Okay. Now, the manufacturer does have a weight also in place for them, but it's really not utilized, on that title or the registration. You'll also see that on the door jamb, but DMV really cares about the gross weight and the other weights, mainly if you're going to be hauling something, and it has to be within a weight, pertaining to what DMV has in their system and the manufacturer. Okay. The second weight is going to be the gross weight. So the gross weight is for that driver that is licensed to haul or transport that particular vehicle in question, with the passengers, if there are any passengers, and the goods within that vehicle. Okay, and they are allowed to haul based on that. Okay, so I'm not going to really get into the specifics of driver licensing and in the classes, but let me just say as an example, Class B, Class A, they can transport, certain vehicles within a certain weight bracket. Okay, so this gross weight example here really applies to them. You're looking at buses, you're looking at possible dump trucks. You're also looking at, maybe medium-sized trucks, also semis and trailers, and I can go on from there, okay? For those of you who have pickup trucks, maybe you've been to the DMV sometimes, and the DMV have asked you, what do you want for your gross weight? And you tell them the gross weight, and then from there, they will give you the plate in question depending on the gross weight that you specified. So that gross weight also gives you the cushion to haul what it is that you need to haul or transport what you need to transport as well. Okay. The third type of weight is your gross vehicle rating weight. So this weight here really applies to the max weight that is allotted by the manufacturer. That's the most weight that's allotted, on manufacturer purposes. Again, going to safety, and also DOT. They have their guidelines in place on this as well. Okay, so also you will see this if you have a heavy duty pickup that's transporting a trailer, maybe a Ford 350, a 450, a Ram 3500, even a semi. They have gross weights. And I'm going to talk a little bit about semis after I talk about the last weight here. Okay. And the last weight is going to be that gross combined rating weight. So if you have a semi, this weight right here is going to be based on your tractor and based on that trailer, and of course the passengers and the goods that are combined. So again, you have your tractor, you have your trailer, you have the goods, and you have the driver, or if there's another passenger there, all of that weight is combined. So thus you have your gross combined rating weight. So when it comes to semis for the most part, all four of these weights here applies to semis. When a semi is titled and registered, that semi has to have that gross weight. They're going to have the empty, they're going to have the GBWR, GC, WR, etc. So all four weights will be, again, on that title and the registration or the cab card for that semi. Okay, very important. So if you are a trucker, take heed to these four weights here when it comes to your hauling status. Now, it is very important to make sure that your vehicle is set at the right weight, because if your vehicle weight is wrong, it can affect your registration costs. Okay, it can also cause you to receive the incorrect plates as well, and you can also get a ticket. Okay, so you want to make sure that your vehicle weight is where it's supposed to be. Very important. Now, there are cases where, it could be a typo from the DMV. It could be a case where maybe you, the customer, provided DMV with the wrong information, and other reasons. But you really want to make sure that weight is correct, okay? Because if the weight is wrong, citations can follow, expensive costs, and you will have to jump through hoops and hurdles sometimes to make sure that weight is rectified. For those of you that are, truckers, I'm sure you're going to be very familiar with what I'm about to share. Truckers, a lot of times, they go through scales, and those scales determine the weight of that semi, the tractor and the trailer that is, being carried. And if you are a trucker and you are going through the scale, you are overweight, they can detain your load, your tractor load and all. You could be detained. You could be, having a high citation. And sometimes they may tell you to go back to, the place in question that you got the load from. So, these are very serious factors, whether you are a passenger vehicle owner, whether you own a pickup, heavy duty pickup, whether you own a tractor trailer. You want to take the weight criteria very seriously. You do not want to put yourself out there when it comes to unnecessary costs due to the weight being wrong. You don't want to have the wrong plate for your vehicle either. Okay, so just be mindful of getting that weight right, getting it right the first time. If you have any questions about vehicle weights, feel free to drop me a line below or visit me at wisdomandauthority.com. Please check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please click, share, and subscribe. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.